Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Carrie Dean. I have been asked to comment by 2 or 3 of you on the earthquake potential for West Yellowstone and, of course, Yellowstone National Park. The report came out today that the U.S. government was making plans, or had plans, or was requesting information from other countries about housing Americans overseas. As a meteorologist and also being a news person for some 35 years, I didn't want to get this information to you. Here's what we know and what we don't know. Yes, we have made inquiries to Argentina, to Brazil, to South Africa, and I believe there's another country or two, about housing millions of Americans. In fact, they have supposedly, the government has, asked the governments of several South American and African countries to accept as much as $10 to $20 billion per year for housing for Americans. This is true. This part of it is true. Is a imminent eruption possible? I really don't think so, but at the moment. But let me tell you what I do know. The report came out earlier today about the housing of Americans in South America and in Africa. That report is true. But the government wastes a lot of money. So it doesn't necessarily mean that anything's going to happen. It just means that part of the report is true. I called the USGS, which just a couple of days ago, issued an earthquake warning, an incredibly rare event. They issued an earthquake warning for Oklahoma. That has yet to come to fruition, but they have had a 4.1 in Oklahoma. The report was for a 5.0, but who's counting? That has come true. There has been a 6.1 in central northern sections of Mexico in the past 24 hours. There are also reports today of the bison and other animals in West Yellowstone, or the West Yellowstone area in the park, that they were running, and I did make a call to the Park Service, and they went on record as saying that the animals were just enjoying themselves on an average spring day in Yellowstone. That's their report. I'm paraphrasing. The other call that I went out to, the USGS, they had no comment. I mean, they answered the phone, but they had no comment so far as the reports are concerned. I found that a little disheartening. In fact, I guess my heart raised up in my throat for a couple of seconds, or missed a beat there. But saying no comment is what's unusual. So what do we know? We know that there has been an earthquake in West Yellowstone, right near the West Yellowstone area, in Yellowstone National Park, of about 4.8 in the past week. We also do know that the floor of Yellowstone National Park, the ground floor of it, has risen some 8 inches in the past several months. So there is developing pressure under Yellowstone National Park. We also know that there was an earthquake in the past 24 hours in West Yellowstone, at the gateway to Yellowstone there in West Yellowstone, the city. That was a small quake, but just in the past week, as I said, a 4.8. The earthquake in Mexico, the rising of the floor. Also, the mud pots there at Yellowstone are putting out an abnormally high amount of particulate matter into the atmosphere. So we're getting some smoke, I guess you would call it, besides the steam that they normally give off. So all of these things adding up. Oh, and the wildlife, as I said earlier, running around. So we have a floor that's risen 8 inches. We have earthquakes that are occurring. We have a government report or government inquiry to nations of South America and Africa about Americans coming to live there for up to 10 years. And we were going to pay some 10 or 20 billion dollars over per year. So all of it does need to be addressed by the government. We do need a response from the government, either to deny or to tell us this is true. But as a meteorologist and geologist, I can tell you that it is a very unusual activity. I don't want a lot of people follow me, and I don't want you to be upset or overly concerned. But there were certain things in the reports today and yesterday that got my attention, and they more than got my attention. They caused a brief heart stop there, I think. So we'll continue to watch it. I will put videos on as need be. And now we're just waiting for the government to respond with some type of information. I mean, they really owe it to us. USGS should be monitoring other media around the world. And when media start to report things like this, the U.S. media needs to respond and get off the political kick that goes on and on and on. A little bit of my own editorial comment there. But bottom line, I am concerned. I am not frightened, but I am somewhat concerned over what is transpiring at Yellowstone National Park. I'll have additional reports coming up for you as need be. And what you're seeing here is a report that I put together here on Thursday night, the 6th, 7th of the month. So I'll have an additional report either later tonight or I will file it tomorrow. Thanks a lot, everyone.